Hello everyone, welcome to Meet Darth Ear, Section A. We're in the first bar. I'm very excited to get started with you, and let's get to work. So in the first bar, we have the F note here, so the first fret, and then the third fret, going back to the first fret, and then the first fret, third fret again. So it's basically just F, G, and then open E. Alright, and then you go to the B flat, power chord. So I'm using my first finger, and then my third finger here. Alright. Alright, and when you do this, you should try to minimize the motion, so let me show that to you. You see my third finger is actually moving very little. It's not like something like that, you know, something that's outrageous. So make sure you move very little. And then I finger the power chord with my first finger and then my fourth finger. Alright? Alright, so to power chord, E power chord. Okay, so let me do the first bar for you in time. 3E and 4E and. So these two parts on the and beats, the and of 3, the and of 4. Moving on, bar 2, play the open E twice, and then hit the E power chord here. So far what we got here is one more time. So my picking direction, they're all alternate picking at this moment. So down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, down. Alright. So more 16 notes. So for all the 16 notes, I'm going to employ alternate picking. So what we had there was the 7th and 8th fret, and then the open string with an upstroke. And then the 5th fret, 7th fret, 5th fret, upstroke on the open E. So, and then make sure you're palm muting it a little bit with your right hand palm. So when you palm mute, this part of the hand should be put on the bridge where the string leaves the saddle. So, all right. Moving on. Bar 3, a very similar pattern. So 3rd fret, 5th fret, 3rd fret again. Make sure your third finger is not moving like that. Make sure it moves very little. Palm muting everything with your right hand. Alright. And then you have the C power chord. So let me do bar 1 to bar 3 for you. In time, 3E and 4E and all right, more 16 notes coming up. Bar 4, you have the 10th fret, 12th fret. So basically, you can see groups of 3, and then for the last 16, for the last beat of the bar, you have a 4-note pattern. So. So 3-note pattern. So 10th, 12, and then 8, 10, open. 7, 8, open. 3rd fret, 5th fret, 7th fret, and open. I might have misspelled the note, so like that. All right. So D and E open, and then C and D open, B, C open, A, B open. And then the last 4 notes of this bar. Alright. Like that. So bar 4, 3E and 4E and the key to playing fast in this kind of situation is that make sure your fingers, again, move very little. So you can see my first finger is actually not moving that much. So my whole setup here, it's pretty much solid. So it's right above the notes that I'm going to play. So make sure you achieve that. One very good way to practice this kind of stuff is actually just to pull off, hammer-ons and pull-offs. So like that. So you can experiment with that that kind of playing to improve your overall accuracy. So let's move on. We are on to bar 5. Same thing here. More 16 notes. So this time you're starting on the 12th fret of the low E. So you have the E, F, D, E, C, D open, and then you have 4 notes. All right, so that's the first part. So essentially, it's just a you can think of it as a C major scale, but you're starting everything. You're starting on the E. And the last part in section A starts at the 10th fret, the D. All right. So if I let me stick them together for you. So bar 5, bar 8, and bar 9. All right. So 3E and 4E and. Again, make sure your first finger moves very little. All right. So let's take some time to look at the scale choices here. For the first riff, you can see that's actually a B flat. So if you think of it as a E natural minor scale, which the key signature here indicates, you can see that there's actually an F sharp. It doesn't fit in. So, but it's definitely a scale that's in E, but it's not exactly E natural minor for the first few notes. So it's actually a E Locrian. So E Locrian basically means the Locrian means the refers to the 7th mode of a major scale. So if you play the F major scale here very quickly, so you have the F major, B flat, so F A, F G A, B flat. C, D, E, F. You basically have the F major scale here, but if you play the scale starting from the E, you have the E Locrian scale, and that perfectly fits the note choice that we see here. So it's actually an E Locrian. Later on, it's switched to a E Phrygian. So basically, E Phrygian is the 3rd mode of the C major scale. So hence these licks. They are notes from the C major scale, but you can think of them as a E Phrygian scale as well. So lastly, let's play section A very slowly. Just have a slow demonstration. So 3E and 4E and. All right, that's it for section A. Get everything under your fingers, play them slowly and perfectly, and I will see you in the next section.